community mourning the loss of a former Benton County sheriff who died in a recent rollover crash. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Chelsea Helms. It all happened on Sunday along Highway 82 in Mays County, Oklahoma. State troopers say 49-year-old Kelley Cradduck hit several trees and a road sign. He was able to get out of his car and walk about 200 feet before collapsing. He was pronounced dead on scene. Fox 24's Kelly O'Neill spoke with his family and friends who say he had a bright future ahead of him.
Well, Kelley Cradduck's wife, Sabrina, tells me that he had recently accepted a new job as a police chief in a small town in Oklahoma, and just last week had signed the papers on their new house. He's remembered as a family man who is dedicated to his career as a public servant.
He would give anybody, and I mean anybody, the shirt off of his back.
Husband, father, public servant.
He served in Panama, so he's a combat veteran. He was a medic and in the Army.
And the list goes on.
He's a gang expert and was paid by the federal government to go around and teach other police departments and sheriff's departments about gangs.
Kelley Cradduck died Sunday after he drove his truck off State Highway 82 and rolled several times. His wife, Sabrina Cradduck, met him when she was just 11 years old. They hit it off nearly 20 years later.
He ended up being the absolute love of my life.
Before running for Benton County Sheriff, he was an undercover police officer in Rogers, led the DARE program for Rogers Public Schools, and was a school resource officer for the district. And he started a program mentoring troubled teens and youth during the summer.
Public servant at heart. He was from the Army through police officer work. He was a public servant.
Terry Thurman met Cradduck back in 1989 and recruited him to the Army.
He was always laughing, always liked practical jokes. He was just a good, all-around good guy.
But perhaps his most important role, Sabrina says, was being a dad to 6 kids. His youngest, 3-year-old Piper.
She had him wrapped around his finger, and she could do no wrong. His world just revolved around her, literally.
Cradduck's family is waiting for his official autopsy to come back. His body has not yet been released. As far as funeral services, no word yet on when that will be, but we do know that Cradduck will be buried next to his father, also a veteran, at the Fayetteville National Cemetery. Live in studio, Kelly O'Neill, Fox 24 News.